hottest station is now live for your enjoyment with host iamBranded.
Right. Sounds good. That sounds good. So, man, I guess we can go ahead and dive off, into, as far as what we're going to be talking about with these fast food horrors, man. And, I guess I could start it off since this kind of stemmed, from me and my experience last night. For those that don't know, what I'm saying, that wasn't on Twitter or email, didn't catch any emails today, I had got a salad last night from Wendy's, and basically, in the process of eating this salad, I found in my mouth at the time, which I thought was a hard-ass crouton, wound up being a piece of glass, probably about the size of my pinky fingernail. And I crunched it the first time, and then I was like, wait a minute, that don't feel right. So then I attempted to carefully bite down on the second time, and that's when I realized, okay, that ain't no crouton. So I immediately spit it out into my hand so I could see what it was, and the second bite, I actually broke what was in my mouth. So it was the size of my pinky before it broke. You know what I'm saying? Or actually, after it broke. But after that, excuse me, got my little one out here messing with me. But after
Shout
that,
out to the little one.
After that, what I'm saying, I basically, was in almost a state of shock, like, what the hell is up with this stuff in my salad? You know what I'm saying? I don't really do fast food, you know what I'm saying? Only time I do fast food is like when I'm traveling, you know what I'm saying, on the road or whatever. And then I still try to stick to stuff like salad, you know what I'm saying? I'm like, okay, what's the chances of you messing up a salad? To me, salad is not really fast food. It doesn't take long to make it or whatever, but it's not like something that's rushed, thrown in the microwave or whatever, you know what I'm saying? So I don't expect to have any glass or any type, paraphernalia like that just thrown in my food. So I'm like really tripping. Had one of my homeboys over here, he's been staying with me, and he looked at me and he was like, okay, he's serious. So, what I'm saying, we got on the phone and whatnot and called the people. And after that, what I'm saying, they started tripping about, I guess the girl didn't know what to say, what I'm saying, to my girl. And she offered her another salad, you know what I'm saying? I was like, so she told me about that, and I was like, is this girl not even listening to what she said? How are you going to offer me another salad when we just told you that the salad that you gave us to begin with had a piece of glass in it, you know what I'm saying? So, at any rate, to make a long story short, what I'm saying, went to the emergency room just because, my family was on me about, well, you don't know how much glass that you ate, and, just because you didn't feel it in your throat and whatnot, that, it could get down into your stomach and your abdomen and then get down into your intestines, and, you could have, like, internal bleeding or whatever. So, go to the hospital, get checked out, and make sure, just to prove to them when you meet the GM, which I met today or whatever, that, hey, I had to go to the hospital just in case, what I'm saying, something happened, something serious happened or whatever. So I did that, and, that was interesting. Anytime that you go to the emergency room, it's always a very interesting situation. And I had pretty much the fan with me or whatever, and, of course, my daughter was, bouncing off walls or whatever. Everybody was tired in the mug, and she's still wide awake running around and, messing with the nurses, dropping Skittles everywhere, and just being her, you know what I'm saying, messing with everybody, trying to fight, play fight and whatnot with probably the police or whatever, everybody was there. So, but it's just sad, man, because I got a lot of texts and a lot of tweets and stuff like that earlier, and you get people that oh man, you need to sue and you need to do that or whatever, and I'm just like, to me it really wasn't about that, because once I noticed I was all right or whatever, I really started thinking about, the fact that, dang, you know what I'm saying, that could have been my daughter, you know what I'm saying, because she eats salad like a mug, and she always asks for my salad, give me a bite, give me a bite, no matter how much food she has and has not eaten, you know what I'm saying, she always, give me a bite, give me a bite. But for some reason, luckily, she did not ask for a bite that night, so that could have been her, and she wouldn't have been smart enough to figure out, okay, that's not a crouton, you know what I'm saying? That's just something real, and that could have really cut her up, So, go ahead, bro.
I have a question for you. You said recently, just now, you said that now that you're all right, you ain't really worried about the compensation, but how to handle the situation. Exactly, how was the manager acting when you went and told him that you found glass in your salad?
So it's funny. That's a good question, because it's funny because when I walked up in there, it was like during a lunch rush. I tried to go later. It was like more toward 1, so it wasn't as bad, but it was still a lunch rush in there. And I saw this lady, even though I knew the manager was a dude named John or whatever. But I asked the lady just, out of, curiosity. She's an older lady, and she had a different type shirt on, whatever. I was like, are you one of the managers? And she was like, yeah, but you're probably going to be looking for John. He's here, but he's busy, But she was looking at all the stuff I had to do. I had my emergency room paperwork. They had put the piece of glass in this little canister, a glass canister where you could see it. And it was sealed tight, and then I had the receipt, I had all that stuff in my hand. So she was peeping me out as soon as I went to the front of the counter, next to the customers, she was already peeping what was going on. So I saw her watching. So, but she was like, well, she's busy, and I was just about to say, well, boy ain't gonna be too busy to talk to me right now, because we got a situation, but. He came right over, and, he looked a little annoyed because he was looking at all that stuff or whatever. And he figured out, that we were the ones that had called, the night prior with the situation with the glass. Because apparently, the other night manager, she had called him as soon as we called and told him what happened, with the whole glass situation. So he was aware of the situation. So, and I know he probably thought I wasn't coming or something like that because his eyes got kind of big, but we talked, and, he was a young cat, and he was just like, oh, man, I'm sorry, and he never had nothing like that happen. So, because, one of the first major things I asked, I was like, which I just felt offended, was like, why would she, I know it's proper procedure for them to just go ahead and offer you to redo your salad or whatever, but if you really paid attention what somebody said, you know what I'm saying, and you knowing that there was, something like that, like a piece of glass that could be crucial to life, you know what I'm saying? Like, not a piece of hair or whatever, but, you could choke on some hair, so that could be crucial too, though. But at any rate, why would you not be cognizant and aware to know that, hey, I shouldn't just offer this person, the same exact thing that, they complained about that had something crucial, of a object in the salad, you know what I'm saying? And that just threw me for a loop. And I asked him that, and he was just like, yeah, man, she was more than likely nervous, she'd never been in that situation. Usually we get like a hair or, they throw, a bad piece of chicken or something, and something was left out. He said that we never had a situation like that. And he admitted that, I guess, before he had got there, the store, was not ran very well, and they were not up to par, because he made a comment like, hey, man, this store, has came a long way, you know what I'm saying? But, and I'm like, that's cool, but, in my situation, you just took a nosedive with this glass type shit, you know what I'm saying? So he basically was like, like I said, apologetic, and he was like, man, I just want to review the tapes and whatnot, and see who made the salad, because they make the salad in the morning and whatnot, because, I don't understand it. I broke it down to him. I was like, dude, for this, that salad was packed nice and neat. They had it packed nice and neat, and the chicken all together, and the tomatoes on one side, and, all the stuff, in their little sections, you know what I'm saying? So, I said, for somebody to find a piece of glass in their salad, it either had to be deliberately done, or somebody was just that so unaware and something broke around the salad, and it just jumped in the salad. You know what I'm saying? Which I'm trying to be optimistic, but I don't think that happened. You know what I'm saying? And what in a facility like that would have glass like that? Sitting here trying to think, like, all this stuff is like plastic that they work with, basically. You know, plastic or styrofoam, or you know what I'm saying? So I'm just like, where did the glass come into play?
Yeah, that made sense because, you know, I just ate a Wendy's salad. I go to Wendy's all the time to get that Oreo and chicken salad. You know how they got it with the chicken and the cruise. You know I like that kind of shit. And and hey man, I like what I like, you know. And
right.
and everybody knows that the container is like a glossy plastic, right?
Right.
And with a clear top. Now, with that being said, now I saw the glass because, you know, Mr. Instant sent me the video, and if y'all want to look at the video, you know, you can go to youtube.com/dirtynews. It's right there. It's the headliner. And there was a lot of damn glass in there. And if you got an empty container in the way on God's green earth that you can't see all of that glass in the bottom of that container, you know, it wasn't like little glass nuggets and shit. It was like shards. It was like, you know, big-ass glass fucking, you know, I want to spears, you know what I'm saying? And was it on the top of your salad, or when you started kind of eating into it, it was kind of embedded in the salad or in the bottom of the tray?
It had to be in the bottom because I was like damn near done. I was probably like 3/4 done.
You know in my opinion, in the way in hell you can't see a bunch of glass in the bottom of that glossy ass. I mean you can't miss that. You know what I'm saying? That amount of glass. Well, I'll see if you had like a little pebble if they were broken down. You know how you break a windshield glass and it breaks in a million little pieces. You know, little nuggets or whatever you want to call it. But this glass here, I'm looking at it right now. You know, this was like some glass that came from something big. You know, like I mean these things. I'm looking at it right now. These are some big ass pieces of glass, y'all. This is no joke. You know, they should have saw that. You know, and somebody either tried to sabotage somebody else on the shift to get somebody fired, or somebody just dumb as hell. You know.
That's exactly what I was going to bring up, because to me, when you have a situation like that, I'm just going to chalk it up and say it could be 50-50 on the part where it could be either accidental or it could be premeditated. Because to me, it's kind of like you don't really, especially in the fast food places, it's kind of like this was explored before. People talked about, you know, there was always some stuff in people's foods, be it in a lot of different restaurants and different places and stuff like that. And to me, it's kind of like I was telling Mr. Innocence this today. Nobody hardly really took it to the mat and been like, okay, well, there has to be some stricter laws when it comes to, you know, just how you handle food and how you handle just certain things when you in the fast food business, because it's fast-paced. People are going, moving, you know, putting food in places, doing different things, and it's kind of to the point now where it's like, you know, especially with this situation right here, that's why I kept telling that sense, just, hey, take it to the mat. It's not really about trying to get overly compensated, because you know how some folks is. They're like, hey, you know, this shit happened to me. I'm getting paid. You know what I mean?
Right.
It's not even about that. It's not about that. To me, I think now, you know, people need to start putting a closer look on fast food restaurants and how they handle their business, because let's be honest, I don't care how many inspections you have. I don't care how many, you know, safety codes you are on top of. You still going to have this one or two person crew that's going to try to sabotage some shit. It's just going to happen. That's why I'm real skeptical when it comes to just the fast food places, because you can go to McDonald's, Jack in the Box, Wendy's, all these other places or whatever. I mean, I've had, and I was telling this today, I had situations where you eat, you know, a burger or something like that, and you pull up and you see some damn hair and stuff like that or whatever. And, you know, with me in my situation, when that happened, you know, being irate and pissed off, took that shit back, be like, hey, you know what, there's hair right there. You know what I mean? This is just not cool. You know what I'm saying? And they gave you the money back and you went about your business. But see, my dumb ass was to the point where I was just I was fine. You know, I got my money back. I was good. You know what I'm saying? But what I should have did was what Sense is gonna do And you know, it's just kind of like letting people know, be aware, all this other stuff, because you don't know what kind of hair that was. That could have just been hair from off the head, could have been hair from the arm, could have been pubic hair for all we care. You know what I mean? We just don't know. So it's just a matter of just making sure that we really pay attention now, because I'm scared. I'm hella scared to go to a damn fast. I don't care where, KFC, McDonald's, I don't give a fuck. I'm scared. And I was telling that since again, this same situation. Especially like if I do go, I'm on the verge of kissing these people's asses because I don't want them fucking up my food. You know what I mean? So
I'll tell you a quick story once I go ahead and mic up Beef in the Bay. Stopped in the house. Was good, boy.
West with it, man. I'm on my break. I figured I'd call in and see what's cracking.
B-Dub, what it do?
What's up with it?
Yeah, man, I know you ain't been in the loop, you know, lately, man, but I had a little incident last night, man, with a Wendy's salad, man, so.
Yeah, I caught that. I caught it. Yeah. I didn't get a chance to see the video that you sent or whatever, but, yeah, I caught that.
Yeah, so it's like, dude, I haven't eaten all day, man. I had some chips, man, and I don't even like, you know, I don't snack like that. I don't even eat chips and stuff like that, but I had some chips I had bought for my daughter, and she didn't finish them, so I just smashed those off real quick, and I've just been drinking water and stuff like that, man. But it's like, I wanted to go to one of my favorite fish spots, man, today, man, and I pulled up, and I was like, I couldn't even get out and get something to eat, man. I was just real annoyed right now, you know what I'm saying? I just like, dude, you know.
What happened when you did you leave? You found that out at home, or was you still in the restaurant when you found out that?
Nah, it was, my girl had brought it home to me, so, you know what I'm saying? She brought it home, and then, you know, we started to eat, you know, and watching some of these, you know, conspiracy theory flicks and whatnot, but, you know, we'll get those out, you know, later on or whatever, but, you know, once I started eating and stuff like that, you know, I mean, once I found it, we immediately called them, you know what I'm saying? And then they were like, the GM was going to be in, you know, in the morning. So we wanted to talk to him. So I said, you know, definitely, you know. And then after that, we went right to the emergency room, you know. So because another thing, people are. Go ahead.
You actually swallowed a piece of glass?
Yeah, I believe so, because the first bite, you know, it was hard, and then I bit down again, but not as hard. But the second bite, it actually broke into two. You know what I'm saying?
Damn.
So I was like, because I think the first time I might have shattered a piece and actually ate that, because I kept chewing, but I didn't chew on that side. And then I chewed again just to see what it was. I was skeptical. I was like, man, that's either a hard ass crouton, but then I took that second bite, and I was like, okay, wait a minute now, because it's like it was real flat. You could tell, you know, because croutons, you know, is real, you know, square-like, you know what I'm saying? And once you bite into them, you know what I'm saying, you pretty much smash it, you know what I'm saying? Well, I bit in, and it's like, you know, you could tell you tasting something flat and hard, you know what I'm saying? So I was like, wait a minute, I don't know. So I started spitting stuff up. My homie on the couch, you know, with his headphones on and got the laptop or whatever, and I was like, Jesse, my boy, I got glass in my damn mouth, and it's in my salad, you know. And he just kind of giggled or whatever, and I just gave him that, nigga, I'm serious look, you know what I'm saying? And then he went outside and was like, yo, we got a situation, you know what I'm saying? So, but Brandon is right, dude, you know what I'm saying? I had always been like that, man. I've been in a car full of cash, you know how you be when you out there drinking and carrying on, you know, after the club or whatever, and, you know what I'm saying, you go through the drive-thru and stuff, and cats want to get all ill and, you know, just be rude and stuff like that, man. I done order my food. Then fools want to act like, you know, they king God and stuff like that, and talk shit to the people in the drive-thru. You know what I'm saying? And I'm just like, you know, hold up, cancel my order. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I don't fuck with people when they fixing my food. Never. Because like I said, you'll get a bunch of motherfuckers that, you know, you got to figure it's a minimum wage. It's a minimum wage job. and you over there messing with they time and shit, because
Yeah, a lot of cats.
I never do that.
Yeah, a lot of
I'm
people
actually
are
getting something to eat right now. I gotta go take mine back to the window. Yeah, I'm like, I ain't
messed up your order, huh?
Yeah, hold on.
They done messed up your order, huh? Hey, we got to call it.
Like, holy shit.
We got to call it from the 718. I think that's NY, right? You know, you on the live.
Yep.
It's Thursday. What's good with you?
Hey, what's up, Sophia?
Sophie, boom, boom, bam.
Sophia, F3. What it do, baby?
How y'all doing?
What's good? What's good, girl?
Yeah, all right. We making it, man. We making it. It's nice to hear your voice.
I know I've been MIA from everywhere. I know everyone's been asked about me.
Yeah, we heard you really hold it down for the day 26. You know, we got to at least give you your props here at Winter Music Talk Radio. You know what I'm saying, for what you did with the twist.
Yeah, you know I do, Sophia, because, you know what I'm saying, you be holding them down like, you know, your life depended on it. I just want to see you be appreciated for the hard work you do, you know what I'm saying? So if they ain't going to vocally give it to you, I'm going to give it to you because I see how hard you grind for them people. So much love, baby.
Thank you. Much appreciated. Thank you.
Definitely. We also got another caller from the 313. I believe that's Michigan, right? Detroit, right?
Detroit.
Yeah.
What's good? The 313 in the house tonight.
Can y'all hear me?
Yeah,
Hello?
gotcha. What's
Oh, hello. How are you all doing?
How are you doing?
I'm good. Huh?
You good? How you been?
I'm good.
Right,
I was
right.
calling in regards to the topic today.
Oh, right. You got some fast food horrors?
Yes, I do. Once I was at, I do have one. And I got a message on Twitter, so I wasn't sure if you guys were still on here or not. So, good thing you all were on still live, whatever. But I do have a horror story.
Give it to us.
By the way, I'm Stephanie, if anyone wants to know. I'm Stephanie.
I figured it was. What's good? It's been a while. What's good? How you doing, Steph?
I know. I'm good. But no,
Good,
once I was... Huh?
What's good, baby?
Nothing, just nothing. But as far in regards to my horror story, once I was at, I'm going to say the name too, Denny's, with my mom. And my mom is, like, really, really vocal. You know how those old ladies, they feel like, oh, I'm old now, I can say whatever I want to say to whoever, and there's nothing you can do about it. My mom is one of them people. So I think the lady meant to poison my mama, but she made a mistake and poisoned my and I got sick.
Oh, man.
I really think she was, because if I was a waitress, I would probably poison, if it wasn't my mama, I would probably poison my mom, too, because she got a mouth on her. And, I never get sick off of food. And the next day I had to go to work at my job, and it was like Christmas Eve, so I was working double overtime. And when you working on a holiday, you get like triple or quadruple the pay. So I went to work with a bottle of burners, and just worked it out.
Man.
Yeah, that's my story.
Man, I know people like that, man. It's just like, you got like a friend or a family member that everywhere you go, they always got something wrong with their food, and they always want to
Yes.
bitch and moan about their food. You be like, man, why did I come out to eat with this person? You be like, man,
Exactly.
I'll never eat with this person again. You know, because can't nothing ever be right.
Yeah, I used to have many a days where I used to, you know, have like little lunch little excursions with more than like 3 people and shit. And, you know, I'll always be like, hey, be on your best behavior, because if you wild out, they going to fuck your shit up in a heartbeat.
Mm-hmm.
Don't go there, because, I mean, and that's how I feel, though. I seriously feel that way, because, you know, with what your situation, Mr. Incense, and just finding hair all over food and all kinds of stuff, like I said, you don't know what kind of hair it is. It could be something. It could be dog hair for all we know. You know what I mean? It can get crazy. But I just don't understand why situations like this. Now, and since yours is in another state where people, it's kind of like people should feel this and try to want to figure something out. Wow, we got to do something better. I mean, 'cause bottom line, it's the disgruntled people or the people that's just assholes that just want to fuck it up. Because you look at it like this, like, you know, people that's feeling good about their job and what's going on with themselves or whatever, they ain't going to stoop to no bullshit like that. They just going to keep it moving and try to give good customer service. But you be having them people that be up in there, they just having bad days. You can tell from the moment that they say, hello, can I take your order, with an attitude. You know what I mean? Or the people that's in the back, that got problems or whatever. I ain't getting paid like I used to, and I don't give a fuck about my job. You know what I mean? People that don't care about their job in fast food, they gonna fuck your shit up regardless.
Yeah.
What killed me is, like, my best friend and all her cousins used to work at McDonald's when they were younger. So, like, they all went to the same McDonald's. And I knew them, so they'll tell me what they did to people's food. They will literally take burgers and, like, just put them on the floor. And if they feel like the person in the drive-thru or whatever is being a bitch, they'll take the burger, smash it on the floor, and put it back in the bun and give it to you. So now when I go to places and I say, well, this wasn't right, can you fix it? I'll say, well, can you please not spit in my food? I'll be like, yeah, I'm really nice. It's just not right today. So can you not spit in my food? I would appreciate it. And I'll say that, and I don't care. Like, don't spit in my food. I really don't want you to spit in my food. And I had another story too, though, but I forgot it. It wasn't nothing that important.
It's all good. I'm going to go ahead and pick up another caller here real quick. We got the 478 in the house. I think it's my homeboy. What's good, man?
What's good? What the fuck is that?
What's up, man?
Hey, man, I thought I'd call and give a shout-out tonight. You know what I'm saying? I'm a little bit behind on the conversation, so I don't really know what's popping tonight, but I want to call and say what's up. What's up, Brandon?
What's good, man? What it do?
That's Soul, man. Soul Quest, Soul Theory in the house, man. What's up?
Soul Quest. That's another dude. We need to link up anyways, bro. We got music business to talk about. So
he goes hiatus on the whole on that tip for a while. You know, I've been trying to think of a new route to come back on the music tip. It's kind of been hectic.
That's why you need to holler at your boy. So, you know, when you're ready to lay something up, or, you know, after I'm done doing some other extra stuff, we need to holler at each other, see if we can get something cracking. But let me if you don't mind, let me give him a quick rundown on as far as what's going on. I'm not sure if Innocence told you, but that man, he actually had some glass in his Wendy's salad last night, so he went to the emergency. Innocence is good, but at the same time, it's kind of putting a spotlight on how these fast food places are and how dirty they could be, because they can be dirty, period. Not just the employees, but just, you know, management, some of the people that be running the business. They just don't care about what their employees do. So, you know, what's your thoughts on that, man?
I don't really think people give a damn about fast food business anyways, as far as the employees that work there. You know, you already know what type of job it is. For some people, it's worth it because they got, you know, mouths to feed or whatever. But some people, it's just a job, so they don't really take no pride in it. So, like old girl was saying, you don't know what people do to your food today, as far as wiping it on the ground and putting it back in the bun and getting it to you. And I feel like what she said, you know, kind of scared to say something when they messed it up, because people do stuff like that. So, I mean, that's just my thought. As far as with the glass thing, say what now?
Go ahead, bro.
Hello?
Yeah, go ahead, man.
Go ahead, man.
No, as far as with the glass thing, you know, it's typical. That's all I can say about that.
Well, I took a little bit of time to dig up some things on the web, and I got some interesting shit. You know, I'm reading something right now from Yahoo Answers, and where somebody had found a salad. Got served a salad and had a dead roach in it. Now we all know, Wendy's again. Now we all know about the Wendy's thing and the chili thing, where the girl or the basically.
Yeah, Wendy's not too long ago.
But that was fake, though. They found out that she was lying about that shit.
Exactly. You know, there was also another issue. I remember seeing this on one of the news where some kids put a dead rat in the fryer and deep fried the fucking rat and served it to somebody.
For real?
Yeah. Yeah, that was on some Beavis and Butthead type shit. You know what I'm saying? I remember that too.
When y'all go out to eat, though, do y'all listen to the ratings, to the scores on the restaurants, or do y'all just eat there?
No, I always look at the ratings, man. That's like a number one thing. If they don't have their ratings, you know where you got to go and search for them, man. You better just pick them up.
To me, it doesn't really matter about the ratings either, because it's just like I said earlier. You can have, A+ inspections, and you can still have an employee that one day they may not have done it that week or that month or that year, but however long they have, or if they just want to fuck some shit up, they have every opportunity to do that. I mean, it's just like fast food is so delicate right now, you know what I mean? With just, it can go from, 0 to 60, 360 in a heartbeat, because you do have, to me, it's just like Baby Girl was talking about earlier. They be having some irate customers or employees that be working there. They be having some vindictive employees, and, they be like, I don't like that customer right there, so I'm going to fuck his shit up. It could be premeditated, and a lot of people don't really pay attention to that, too.
Yeah, I'm going to spit in your frosty and shit.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, I know a dude, man, that I grew up with, man, and he used to work at the pizza joint, man. Man, he could get nasty, dude, you know what I'm saying? And I'm just like, dirty gets dirty done, so while you up there messing on people's food, dude, and you like to eat a lot too, man, I know somebody done messed up in your food, you know what I'm saying? So that's just, I've worked in fast food before, you know what I'm saying, and I'm not the type, any job I do, I'm not going to just take it for granted, you know what I'm saying? And I ain't never done nothing like that. And ain't nobody ever pissed me off enough to just be like, man, I'm going to fuck a big food, you know what I'm saying? Because at the tail end of it, you know what I'm saying? I mean, at the end of the day, if I was to put some glass in somebody's food, you know what I'm saying, and wind up killing, that person's daughter or something like that because they ate that salad, you know what I'm saying? I mean, is that really worth the satisfaction of, I got that person, you know what I'm saying? I mean, nah.
See, and you know what? That's the thing that it's a lot of people out there. I mean, you take every fast food restaurant in every city in every state. It's gonna be some people that got some problems, and people that are vindictive with that type of shit. They'll either spit in your drink or your food, or they'll do some shit. I mean, it just happens. It's sad to say, but it happens. It goes on. I'm pretty sure in all states. You know what I'm saying? Depending on the situation or whatever, but people don't really put it out there like that, because to me, I think you need to go back as far as customer service. You know what I'm saying, and just how a person is. If you don't fucking like your job, quit. But that's they just gonna still stay, even though they don't like what they got going on. See,
my thing about that is you gotta have it's just a character of the person that'll do some shit like that. I'm always saying that if I work at 7-Eleven, I'd be damned if I have a motherfucker coming there talking shit to me. You know what I'm saying? Now I ain't gonna put nothing in your food and some shit like that. I just wouldn't do no shit like that, but I'll be motherfucking damn. I work at 7-Eleven, have you come in with a badass attitude talking shit to me. It ain't happening. I'll cuss your motherfucking ass out so smooth, it ain't fun. You know what I'm saying? But as far as the food thing, I would never do that. And it's people are vindictive. You know what I'm saying? I mean, all kinds of shit can happen from you fucking with somebody's food, and you know what I'm saying? I would never fucking do anything to get a person fired from their job. And people do some vindictive shit, and you don't know the consequences of what you might be doing. Some people, you might be doing a half-ass job. Like I said, when you're working around food and shit like that, and you got, your hands is dirty, because I won't even eat shit. We was talking about this before we even got to get something to eat. I won't fuck with no food if the person is dealing with money and handling my food. I won't do that. Because people might take that for granted, but one of the nastiest things you can put your hand on is a dollar bill. You know what I'm saying? You got to figure out how many people have put that in their sweaty-ass pocket, pissed on themselves, had that in their pocket. Ain't no telling what the fuck that dollar been through. And they just handed you your taco and your bras. There's no way. There's no way. If they handle that, and that's actually the health code. You cannot fuck with food and deal with money at the same time. You can't do it.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
Hey, a lot of times people ain't really vindictive. They just sick. People just sick these days. Yeah. People just really.
Yeah, and that goes back to the whole thing of what we was talking about before. I mean, it's a lot of people out there that just don't have that type of common sense or that type of ethics, or they just ain't feeling themselves to the point where it's kind of like what V said, where you get some people that's vindictive, but at the same time, you got to have some kind of conscience. Like, can you live with yourself after you spit in somebody's drink? You know what I mean? It just don't make no sense. It was in one state. Now I got to go back and get some research on it because I know I've read it somewhere online, but I know it was this cat. He had AIDS, and he wound up doing some shit to, how those dispensers is in the fast food restaurants where you automatically, like, if you press the thing down and ketchup comes out or whatever.
Yeah, like back in the day.
Yeah. He actually did some shit where he put some of his blood up in there or something like that or whatnot. You know what I'm saying? And this dude had AIDS or whatever. I know I've seen it like on some kind of Yahoo News thing or something like that. But I mean, I'm just putting that out there just to kind of like, let everybody know. It's just like we live in a fucked up world where, you can't even go enjoy yourselves. Because I swear, like not too long ago, went to a restaurant, you know what I'm saying, with a couple of people, and before I even, like, got to the point where I was going to, like, okay, we didn't get our foods yet, but I told the little waitress lady, hey, can you go tell the dude, the chef dude, that I really appreciated. I was kissing ass before I even got the food. You know what I'm saying? Just, hey, go let him know that I appreciate it, you know what I'm saying, and I heard he was a good cook. I'm just bullshit. But I was just putting that out there just because I get worried about it. I really, like, when I start eating on some stuff, I just really start looking. You know what I mean? And like I said, you get that a lot from a lot of fast food places, though. But people just need to be aware. You know what I'm saying? But in Mr. Instance, your situation, I mean, with the glass, to me, it could have been a lot of different things. They could have had some glass, and they just decided, you know what, that was just a tray that they was going to use just to put some kind of broken glass in, and somebody didn't pay attention, and they just start dumping salad in there and stuff like that or whatever. To me, it's just like, you can't do that. When you have a child, you could have, your child, our intestines is a lot tolerable than children. So, like I said, if your child could have swallowed that or whatever, I mean, who knows what would happen to her, man? It's crazy.
Yeah, and it scars them too. You know what I'm saying? Because just think about it, I'm kind of scarred right now. Because like I said, I put a point today, like, man, I'm not eating nothing that I don't see prepared or by somebody I know. You know what I'm saying? I'm not eating it. If somebody I don't know didn't make it, you know what I'm saying? I'm not eating it, man. Just like tomorrow,
that's hard. That's hard to do.
Yeah, it is, but I'm gonna do it for at least a little bit because it's like, I cook a lot, so it's like I'm not used to eating out that much. You know what I'm saying? So, and if I do eat out, it's not gonna normally be fast food. You know what I'm saying? So, like tomorrow, you know what I'm saying? I got my little girl with me tomorrow during the day, and it's like, our stove gonna be broken. Dude might come by and hopefully try to fix it, but I gotta find us something to eat. I don't do microwave stuff either, so it's like, I'm real finicky about that type of stuff. So it's like tomorrow I'm trying to figure out where I want to go. So I have to go to the Japanese steakhouse. At least I can see them preparing my food. You know what I'm saying? Or I even go to Waffle House. Man, I done tipped the Waffle House. You know how people, tip the waitress or whatever. Dude, this dude made my pork chops back in the day so good, man. I was like, bruh, give this the dude that cooked my pork chop. I go ahead and drop him 10 bones. You know what I'm saying? Give that right to the cook. Told him just like that. I said, man, you threw down on that. You know what I'm saying? Because I don't never see, I see the waitress get the tips or whatever, but you don't never tip the cook. You know what I'm saying? So what happened to the tipping the cook? So I have to take that back, man.
Man, I ain't did that to no cook in my life except one, and that was at a fish place like a long time ago, and that fish place has been closed because the owner died. But I ain't did that at all in no place outside of that, and that was years ago. But I mean, it is some people that get down though. They take their job serious, and you really want to try to fuck with some places that actually have chefs and and people that care. I mean, and I ain't shitting on like all the fast food places or whatever, because there is some that's on point with their stuff. You know what I mean? But it's probably more that do have some dysfunction in they little circle of a fast food place. So you just gotta look out for it. And if you get a vibe where you in a fast food place and it just ain't right, you can just tell. Not just the way they carry themselves, but the way they carry your food and how they come at you. You already know. They just a bad attitude waiting to fuck up your shit. You know what I mean? So,
hey, I'll tell y'all one thing too, man. Y'all might not want to hear this, but I don't mess with Chick-fil-A. Reason being, I worked at a chicken plant for a while out here, too, and I seen firsthand how the chicken get treated on the line, and people that's dealing with that chicken. Now, I'm not saying that everybody does it, but there's a good amount. Them plants, man, they about production and that quantity. They ain't about that quality. They have quality inspectors walking around, but it's probably like hundreds of workers for every one quality inspector that's walking around. You know what I'm saying? So it's like when a quality inspector's not around, you know what I'm saying, everybody's just doing whatever. They just trying to get that meat packaged up. So you got meat falling on the floor, all kind of stuff, you know what I'm saying? And
man.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? So, and I know certain places who mess with that Purdue chicken. Now I'm like, Chick-fil-A mess with Purdue chicken. Kroger mess with Purdue chicken. I mean, they got other types of chicken, but I know if you mess with Purdue chicken at Kroger, hey, just watch yourself.
Well, saying that, I mean, pretty much if a lot of these plants, if you really seen how they do it, you know what I'm saying, you wouldn't fuck with no foods. I mean, hot dogs is made kind of nasty, and, and shit, slaughterhouses in general are pretty gross. You know what I'm saying? If you knew how they kill people, I mean, there's some, I think it's called themetrix.com. You know what I'm saying? I have to double check on that, but somebody showed me that. Because to me, I just look at it like this, man. What I don't know ain't going to kill me.
Exactly.
And, you know what I'm saying? Because if you had any idea where most of your meat came from and how they were slaughtering the animals and all that other shit, half of us wouldn't eat meat, half of us wouldn't eat no kind of fast food.
Right.
Or any kind of food from any kind of shit, even in the grocery store. I mean, shit, that meat comes from a slaughterhouse. So,
you're right.
You know what I'm saying? If you had any idea what the fuck they doing, you probably wouldn't eat half the shit that you would eat. So, me, I don't stress about it too much, but I just try to, I watch the people that I can see and how they deal with shit, and then I make my judgment on how I'm gonna get down with them. 'Cause, I mean, a lot of mom and pop stores, I mean, shit, you see their kitchen, it's like, damn, you know what I'm saying? That looks like grease has been hardened over there in that corner and shit for about 3 years. You know what I'm saying? So, but the food good as a motherfucker, packed on a regular basis and shit. So, if you cleaning it right, it shouldn't be like that. You know what I'm saying? But so I try to
3 years.
Go too far. You know what I'm saying? But I mean, you just got to be careful what you eat, man. I mean, shit. Your stomach's kind of tough. You know what I'm saying? As long as it ain't some foreign objects like what happened to incense, but your stomach tends to be kind of tough on a lot of shit.
Hell yeah, V. They ain't clean their stoves. They ain't clean their stoves since 1980.
Yeah, it's some places, some holes in the wall, some old places that you go to eat. You know what I'm saying? Everybody been eating. It ain't Roost, and ain't Roost been around since '56 in the same spot. Believe me, that motherfucking kitchen ain't pristine. I guarantee you.
Oh yeah, just like the people that be doing the barbecues at the park grill and shit, and they don't put no tinfoil down. You know what I'm saying? You be like,
exactly. You know what I'm saying? Because that couple 100 degrees supposed to kill whatever the fuck is on it. You know what I'm saying? But you don't know that.
Yeah,
you might got the first batch and it still got some, who knows what. Some ants might have been, killed and had some shit, and you ate it. Yeah. It's nutrients, though, a couple extra vitamins that you might not have wanted. But you gonna all get it.
BK, me and BK got a homeboy, man, my business partner, man, K-Nack, man. Hey, you ever sat down with him, man, at a table, at a Waffle House or anything, dog? Man, I done seen firsthand. This nigga done told, he's like, hold on, you need to go wash your hands. While while we getting our orders or whatever, this nigga like, yo, you need to go wash your hands.
Hold on. Let me say something real quick because I'm about to get back to work, man. But my boy was just telling me that the FDA approves 5% of the things you eat, like your fruits, your vegetables, and meats and stuff like that, to have 5% of it can have insects, pesticides, and any other things like that in it. That's actually FDA approved. 5%. Now, I don't know about you, but I wouldn't want that 5%.
Are you serious?
That's true.
Wow.
That's kind of nasty. 5%. That's acceptable to serve to the public. 5%.
Yeah, this
you got to think about how much food is being sent out there. So you think about it in tons. What's 5% of 50 tons of meat that just went out? That's a lot of shit. You got all kinds of shit in it.
Yep. That's the thing. When they were just letting meat fall on the ground, you got to pick it up and throw it up in the box and box that shit up. You know what I'm saying? So it's like you know, I'm cool with what you said because that's how I think. You know, out of sight, out of mind. But I just know I don't mess with them because I've seen firsthand what they do. So
yeah, if I know, I figure that if I actually know that y'all bad business, I don't fuck with you. You know what I'm saying? You know, little mom and pops, they got their cousin. You know, their cousin that is in the family, and he the family smoker, but he can cook. You can't fuck with my food. This greasy ass, you know what I'm saying, can't fuck with my food. But I know some mom and pop places out here in Vegas that got some good ass food, but dude in the back, you know what I'm saying, smoke the pipe. Dude, I don't fuck with that.
Yeah. I ain't gonna lie, some of the mom and pop places are like some of my favorite places to eat, man. You know what I'm saying? Because they just got that good on, down, home cooked food, you know.
Because it's more about quality instead of quantity. They ain't trying to mass produce shit. They just trying to cook some good shit.
Right.
It's a trip how you say.
Tons of fat in that motherfucker though.
Yeah, it's a trip how you say 5%. You know what I'm saying? You think about it, like, you know, again, with all the fast food places and all the states and all the cities or whatever, I mean, the 5% might fuck up your shit. You know what I'm saying? It might be, you might get something real bad in 5%. You know, like you said, 5% out of all these little fast food places. I mean, that's still a lot. You know what I'm saying? It's just like you said, 5 tons. Think about it, 5%. That's a hell of a lot of shit. That's a lot.
They say that's enough to kill you.
Yeah, that's enough to kill you. We don't even know how many people actually die a year of eating some shit, and then it's hard to prove that you might have got it there. This is what if you ate something today and it don't kick in and you start getting sick for 3 days.
Yeah, exactly.
The last place you went, you blaming it on McDonald's, and it was actually Roberto's 3 days ago.
Mhm.
That's right.
Yeah, you got to be careful about that. You know what I'm saying? I mean, you can only be. I mean, we got to change our mind state on, you know, how we do things. Because I think that we should. I mean, we mass producing everything. You know, if you look at how you know, a lot of stuff is done, it's mass produced. I mean, the way they do animals is they never even get to move. Some animals is raised in a cage, and that motherfucker is stuck in that goddamn cage with him and probably a couple other animals and shit until he gets cut up. That's inhumane. But that's what we do about food. But Lord forbid you kick your dog. Your ass is going to jail. But the shit you eat, that motherfucker's been standing in its own shit and piss for years until they cut his ass up and you eat his ass.
Yeah. I think that's why more people have cancer than what they used to because of how we breed our animals and all the chemicals they put into it and shit like that. You know, like exactly. You know, they put nitrogen in beef. They put a fucking gas in your beef. I mean, after seeing that, I won't want to eat beef that somebody got a big tube of nitrogen. You know, if you inhale nitrogen alone, it will probably kill your ass, right?
Right.
Don't they put that crap in lights and neon lights or something like that? And they're gonna put it in your beef and they say it make it taste better. You know what, man? just give me a fucking Bowie knife and a cow. I'll take care of my meat my own self, man. Forget that.
Shit, turkey burgers, boy. I'm loving them turkey burgers, but.
Then you got to figure too.
Amen to that though.
Steroids in our food, because that's the reason why Americans tend to be bigger than a lot of people. It's because of what we put in our food. Because when the first time, and I mean those that's been overseas in the military and stuff, they might be able to vouch for this. The first time I ate chicken overseas, I was like, what the fuck is this, Cornish hens? They was like, no, that's chicken. But you got to remember, they chickens ain't steroids induced, so it's the size of a fucking chicken should be. Ours is, because I mean, I don't know if anybody, to me, the most steroid-induced chicken that you can get from a fast food is fucking Church's. That shit, that drumstick be
Oh,
fucking
hell yeah.
huge.
Hell yeah.
Like,
You ain't
why
lying.
they
You are
way
not
bigger than
lying.
everybody else? That shit steroid-induced like a motherfucker.
Hey, we call that mutant bird in Atlanta. We call that mutant bird in Atlanta. We're gonna get some.
Hell yeah. Churches working with some of that HGH and all kinds of other shit. You right, V, because they be having some chicken that be blow the fuck up. You be like, goddamn.
Huge. And then you gotta see it be broken bones and it be the wings be all deformed and shit. Like I said, it be good. You know what I'm saying? It's you, the motherfucker, but.
Hold on, let me go ahead and introduce, hey, Butter Man, let me comment on what you just said about the broken bones and whatnot.
Yeah,
hey, Butter, what's up, man? You in the house, man?
Yeah, I'm with the horsemen, man. We in the building tonight, man, doing it live wire, man. What it do, everybody?
Hey, BZ.
What's happening? What's happening, man?
Yeah, B-Mo Easy on the phone, V from the Vague, Branded. What's good? Hey.
I heard that nigga V. As soon as I came on the phone, I said, this nigga is hilarious, man. What's up, my nigga?
Man, chilling, man. I'm on my break, man. I'm over here, you know what I'm saying, doing what I can, you know. I'm at work and shit. So, you know, I might be MIA for Conspiracy Theory Thursdays here and there. But, you know, I got a chance today to get out here on my break and shit and say what's up. But, yeah, man, this motherfucking topic is cool because we really got to think about what we want to feed our kids and shit. Cause like I said, you ain't supposed to have no 82-pound 5-year-olds and shit like that.
Exactly,
but until we do something about our gluttonous motherfucking behavior and what we want to eat and shit, you know what I'm saying, it's going to be like that.
Exactly.
Hell yeah.
Hey, what you were saying about the broken bones and all that, man, them chickens, dog, supposed to go, they got a big-ass bin, and if you get any kind of, you know, broken bones or shit is just deformed and stuff like that, man, that's got to go in that bin, man. And then what happens is, the lines start going so damn fast and shit. And keep in mind, that shit is like freezing cold. You supposed to got like a couple pairs of gloves on. That shit going right through that because it's all kind of ice and shit that all these birds is coming through on. And it's coming through the line and stuff like that, man. So you're not getting all that because you got to hang at a certain time. So you got to hang fast. They be like, man, hang. You know what I'm saying? So you miss a lot of shit. Motherfuckers just be hanging all kind of different birds or whatever. So them broken bones ones, those are the ones that man, that's illegal, dude. You ain't supposed to get them. You know what I'm saying? Those type of birds. It ain't supposed to even get that far. You know what I'm saying? It's cooked. So
think about you know what I'm saying, when you watch you know, Deadliest Catch or some shit, you know, they got a bunch of food on the deck and all they got is a water hose and shit. I don't know about you, I don't give a fuck how clean my kitchen floor is. If I had a bunch of chickens over that motherfucker and I'm over there spraying them down and shit like that, would nobody eat at my goddamn barbecue. But guess what? You probably ate some shit that was sliding across the motherfucking deck of a goddamn boat and shit.
you know,
thousands of times.
You're right.
That's true. All I do is, man, I just hope the heater just cook all that germs and shit out. I just be like, you know, because I mean, because chicken good, man. That's something I can't let go. I ain't let go no damn chicken.
Well, think about, you know what I'm saying, all the inhumane things that we do. We fucking pick our teeth, you know, sneeze in our fucking hand to get back to work. It's a bunch of nasty shit that a person does that don't even think that, you know what I'm saying, it's that bad. When you scratching shit, you know, I don't want you scratching on your arms and shit and fucking with my food without washing your hands.
Yeah, see, that's what I mean when I say, though, food. Like, when you working in any kind of food, any restaurant, you got to be really clean. You can't just be like, you know, the office dude who's picking in their nose and shit like that or whatever, you know, digging in their ass or whatever it is. You dealing with some food and you dealing with some sensitive shit, you know what I'm saying? So you really got to step up your game. But like I said, we've been saying it all night tonight. There's a lot of people out there that just don't care. So they just gonna do what they do.
Yeah, that's why when I be at restaurants and all that, I never get no waiter, no attitude, and nothing. I don't care how mad I am, I'm not gonna say nothing, because you don't never know. You gotta talk your shit after you eat. Don't talk no shit before you eat. Some piss all over your shit. You think it's tasty. Yeah. You drinking shit. For real. But I worked there before, you know what I'm saying, and I know I only worked there for 2 weeks though, but I felt like pissing on people's food all the time. And I know people that done stuff like rub their balls and then, go make you a sandwich or something like that. So
He said go rub they balls.
for no reason though. It ain't even because of anything anybody said. It's just like, oh, this motherfucker is ugly. I'm gonna fuck with him now.
Or because they can do it. You know what I'm saying? 'Cause
exactly.
they have the opportunity to do it, and they just want to be a jackass.
Exactly. Pick their nose and mash you some potatoes or something like that. You eating boogers and you don't even know it.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, that's crazy.
But I have to get at y'all, man. I'm going to holler. Peace.
For sure.
All right, V.
Hold it down.
man.
Yeah, man. With that being said, man, I want to go ahead and venture off. You know, we a little 3 minutes into the new hour, man. Go ahead and venture off into the topic at hand that Mr. Branded came up with. You know what I'm saying? The mystery of death. You know, and so you want to go ahead and strike that off, B?
Man, I just think it's something that I know we explored it, and I know when you kicked off your conspiracy theory shows and stuff like that. Oh, and you know what? Before we get too deep into it, man, you coming into like your 1 year anniversary of Conspiracy Theory Thursdays coming up at the mid part of next month. So congratulations on doing what you do. You know what I mean? So I know we tend to talk about it, and we've talked about it. We've hit up these subjects before and stuff like that. But I mean, I always used to think that when you die, where does your spirit go? Of course, and just the whole mystery that involves with it. So I mean, I want some people out there to kind of voice their opinions on it too. So of course, this is Mr. Incense Show, Conspiracy Theory Thursday. So y'all could definitely call in 347-215-8653, and call and voice your opinions. But I just feel like the death part when you leave this place. I think it's always, to me, when someone goes, of course it's your time to go. There's a lot of kids that unfortunately is no longer with us that went. A lot of times it's to me, I always feel like it's written somewhere. Your clock is punched somewhere, somewhere, some way, shape, or form. After you've done everything that you were supposed to do, even though you probably didn't do enough, or you didn't do a lot, you came in and you was an impact on somebody's life, and your time is supposed to be. So my whole thing too is, I ain't gonna bring a whole lot of that Scientology stuff or whatever, because to me, I think it's just another part of religion. Everybody has different religious, things about themselves or whatever. But I still do believe though that there is a science to this whole universe as far as where we live and how we go about it, because our Creator, whatever God you believe in, is, to me, I think left us clues on everything that you see. It's just like, even keeping people alive. You know what I'm saying? I think it might be some invention somewhere in some future that, you can be able to, if you have a heart attack and you're clinically dead, there's a way that you can probably be brought back to life. That might come up somewhere, in some way, shape, or form. But I just feel that it was to a point where he is just leaving. Our Creator, has just left us keys, and there is mysteries that involves death. Death is when you go. I mean, before everybody can comment on this stuff, let me give you something real quick, because my oldest brother, he passed away 7 years ago, and he died from a massive asthma attack. And he had a massive asthma attack probably about a couple of months before he actually had another one that killed him. And he had one, and he was pretty much laid up, comatose for I would probably say a couple of weeks. He came out of it, and I remember I was in the hospital. We was chopping it up and talking, and he was just like, he would always be like, he would tell me, he'd be like, man, I've had these weird dreams about just like a lot of valley and just a lot of space and a lot of clouds and all kinds of stuff. And it wasn't nightmares, but it was just like other stuff. He would always tell me about that, but he couldn't really, put his actual face on who was who and what was what and all kinds of other stuff. So I would be like, man, I bet you was going to probably come in dreams. You're probably going to see him, you know, while you was laid up or whatnot. So, you know, to me, I think that was one point because he was really close to dying that time. And he was out like a light. I mean, you know how people, you know, had their comments about when you in comas and all kinds of stuff and what they see. And I believe that stuff because, you know, like I said, it's something that's bringing your spirit to it.
Thank you for listening to the #1 radio station for the people.
Nexxlegacy Radio.